Hey everybody, welcome back live at Drew's house, Joppa Afternoon Drive. Hope you're all doing well. It's been too long. Coach Dave Clay in the house, of course, teacher here, Newburyport, one of Newburyport's finest in the house. How are you, my man? Good to see you.
I am great. How are you?
I am doing fantastic. I think this is the longest. You used to be on several times a year when you were coaching Newburyport boys basketball, and this is the longest stretch we've had without seeing each other. So we were reminiscing a little bit off the air.
Yes, it was nice.
Things are good?
Yeah, things are great.
All right, so Newburyport's always interested in you. Of course, you had such a great program here. You left to coach the prep for how many years did you?
There for 3 years.
3 years at St. John's Prep in Danvers. And this year you're taking a little breather. You said a little refocus on family life, or however you want to phrase it. You enjoying it?
I am. It's been a change of pace, but it's been a nice change of pace.
It is. All right. What's been the for people that kind of I know everybody was keeping an eye on you after you left Newburyport, but what was the St. John's Prep experience like for you?
It was great. It was wonderful. The support from the administration was awesome. The kids were great.
Yep.
The facilities were second to none.
Yeah.
It was a great experience. I'm glad I tried it out, and it was a great experience. And just took a lot of time.
And vice versa. I know you were always keeping an eye on this program here in Newburyport, right? It's a small basketball community. The basketball world's always keeping an eye. And of course, you're always going to be a part of it because you're a Newburyport guy. But so what's new? Anything? How are the kids now? How old?
They are 5.5, almost 6, and then 4.
Okay. So, no wonder why you need to take a little breather. Tough ages, fun ages?
They're a ton of fun, but they're very close in age. So, like any siblings, they fight, you know, and they get on each other, but they're also their best friends. So,
okay.
It's good. It's been great.
Cool. What's the, when you're, I'm sure you're getting a lot of questions about what's next. I mean, you're obviously such a successful coach here. Have you even, I'm sure you've thought about it a little bit, but is there anything for public knowledge about what you'd like to do with as far as basketball coaching? Because I'm always going to call you a coach no matter what. You're always a coach. But I know it's part of your, it's a part of you. So
yeah. Big part of my identity, is being a coach, and I love it.
Would you rather see like the girls get to a certain age and then you kind of jump back in, or what are you thinking?
I just got to find the right fit for a job that, I can put all myself into that coaching job and also put all myself into the girls too. So something that doesn't sacrifice that time with them.
It's all about balance, right?
It is. It is.
But you know what? I mean, every coach I've ever met, that is usually, especially the ones that last into the older age, they're like, it can get you. I mean, it's not just those 2 hours on court or 3 hours on field for a football coach or whatever. It's all the other stuff that comes with it, right?
It is a lot. It's it's organizing workouts, and then when I was coaching, it was like 3 to 4 nights at summer league games.
Yeah.
So that's those nights, and then fall you have your fall league games. So that's another 2 nights a week out watching those games, and and then the season comes around. But there's there's emails going around all the time, trying to talk to parents about kids and recruiting and that whole process. And, so it's a never-ending job. You'd like to think that it ends when the season ends, but it just, if you want to have a successful program that, wins at a constant rate, you need to put time into it every single day. Yeah,
you could say, maybe let's sacrifice a little bit of that. I don't have to necessarily do that, but then in your head you're like, I'm not doing. Yeah, and it's a missed opportunity or whatever. It's like, and most coaches are perfectionists in some ways like that, So, no, I get it. I wonder if this time of year is this time of year like a little bit harder for you because we're coming towards the end of the fall sports, and guess what's a winter sport?
Oh yes, yeah, no, it is. It is going to be a little bit tougher. So I'm trying to find ways to spend that time, not take away from my family time, but still spend time and be involved in basketball. So I picked up, I'm going to be coaching an 8th grade travel team in Newburyport this year.
Oh, very nice.
I'm excited about. Yeah. And we had our first practice on Friday night, so that was fun. Yeah. And then I'm doing some workouts now at the Bresnahan School with some friends of mine, Coach Mahan, who's now the girls' coach here. All right. And Coach Ben Chase, who is the girls' coach at the Brooks School, and we just getting kids ready for tryouts. Nice. And that's been a ton of fun as well.
Oh, so now you're part of like the funneling ground, the 8th graders. That's like the you could be a high school ball player if
trying to get them prepared, and it's a big transition going from 8th grade to the high school. And,
8th grade, you're still a boy. Like a lot of 9th graders become young men.
Yeah.
And sometimes, it all happens differently for different people, but it is sometimes alarming. Like even in this room, I've had, a senior captain with a freshman in the same room, and I'm like, you guys are the same high school. Okay.
4
You're a
years
grown
apart.
man, and you are,
It really is.
Yeah.
It's a different mentality. It's a different approach. And just hopefully I can build, this 8th grade group is awesome.
Yeah.
They're great kids. So hopefully continue to build off what they have and their good habits. And so when they do get to the high school, it's not that big of really a shock when grades matter and and all that.
So it's a more isolated group for you, just dealing with 8th graders, but you still get the little bit less commitment, not commitment, but time commitment, and you still get the benefits of watching kids grow, and that's what coaches like at heart, right? Is teaching kids, and so it should be a fun year. Very good. When's the first game?
I haven't got my schedule yet. So
okay.
Know. So we have to. I guess we send in all our gym times, and then someone puts a schedule together.
So it's not like that's a difference from high school where it's set for a long time, right?
Big difference.
Probably a refreshing one, right? Who's up next? We'll go.
It is. It's nice. Yeah. So I'm excited to get that too once that's underway. But.
Very, very cool. What was always your philosophy with that? With because I remember. I think at the end of your Newburyport tenure, you had a pretty veteran juniors and seniors team, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
What was your general philosophy with mixing in underclassmen who you thought probably had the game to be there, and did you try to work them in a little bit with those guys? What was always the philosophy with that?
I would try to take 3 kids who would play JV but practice with varsity.
Oh, okay.
And I think it's overlooked the transition from JV to varsity, or even from freshman to JV. So they usually needed a year of practice with us before they were really prepared to play in the games.
Gotcha. So, even if they were dominating at that lower level, right?
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, there were some freshmen who came in. I know Casey McLaren did it when he was a freshman. Jacob Robertson did it when he was a freshman, but they came in right away and they were impactful players.
Probably those were some fine players. Those were really unique players, right?
Yes. The 2 of those men both hold records still to this day at the school. So
What are they? Is Casey points record or?
Yeah, Casey is the most points scored.
Yeah.
Between boys and girls, and then Jacob is the most 3-pointers in a career.
Don't give that kid an open look.
Never. No. To this day, I would not.
Again, Coach Dave Clay in the house here. Still teaching down the street here, right?
Yeah.
Very good. So a lot of you know him as Mr. Clay. Is that preferred?
Yeah. Works, yeah.
You don't care, whatever.
Nope.
That's fun. How's the teaching going? The school good? School year good?
Great. Yeah. We have great leadership and great students, and it's been good.
Do you find yourself not being the basketball coach? Do you find? I mean, maybe all the athletes were kind of good at coming up to you anyway. But do you find yourself knowing more about maybe the football kids or whatever, just because your brain's not so basketball centric?
Yeah,
you do.
Yeah. I feel like I have a more well-rounded idea, knowledge of the kids in general. Before it was more focused on did you play basketball or not?
Yeah.
And then my students that I help directly.
Yeah.
But
that makes sense. Yeah. Or did the freshmen shoot around yesterday when they were supposed to? That sort of thing. Oh yeah. There are so many things you have to think about when you're leading the program, right?
Yeah. No. I mean, it's something that the kids take seriously, and you want to take it just as serious and show them how, let them know how much you care about it. And
I can't imagine that was, because sports is such a, Newburyport is such a big athletic program. I bet that didn't take much. Was this is I'm not going to say a business, but it's serious stuff. Playing sports in Newburyport, it's you don't disrespect the game. Let's put it that way.
Yes, yes, and it's as serious as you want to make it too.
Yes,
and it's something I took serious. It was a big part of my childhood and growing up. It's something I loved and still reminisce on with my former teammates. So I want to create that experience as well. Yeah, for those guys. And
did you ever see? Do you ever see it with players where they can maybe take that a little bit too far? They're almost too demanding and I don't know. You're 0 for your last 20 because you're putting too much pressure on yourself. That does happen in this sport in particular.
Yeah. No, that was always a big concern of mine, was that basketball became their identity. Yeah. And then eventually not everyone gets to go on and play in college. And at the end of college, not everyone makes it professionally. So your career is going to come to an end at some point. And then I hope, we've put you in a position that you're not guessing who you are now.
Yes.
Because that happens a lot.
Yeah.
Where, kids lose sight of who they are as a person, and they just are focused as a basketball player.
Yeah, I think I've gone through some of that. I remember it in just being so wrapped up. I remember it actually as early as like Little League. You think Little League is like the end of the world. I was on a team that happened to be like make a run. It's a long run to get to Williamsport, but we were making a little bit of a move through that thing. And it's like you give up your summers. Parents are like all in it with you, like almost to a crazy level. And it's looking back almost to a crazy level, but they just wanted the best for us. And it's like when you get eliminated from that, it feels like the end of the world. And you're 12 and it's not. Yeah. It's also not as a senior in high school, but sports does bring that out of you sometimes. Right?
It really does.
Yeah.
And you kind of hit the nose on the nail on the head with the parents now. It's a lot.
Oh, I'm sure you have stories. I see stuff. I can't. Maybe it's always been like this. Maybe I'm just removed enough. I think when you like don't have kids in it, and you're like see the normal neighbor who's like suddenly losing themselves at the game or something crazy. It's like, what the hell happened to John?
Yeah,
he's losing his mind. But yeah, I think it is. Parents are a whole unique thing in 2025. I would imagine everybody thinks they're kids an all-star probably. And
yes,
that's all.
And in their defense, they're also putting so much money into it now.
Yeah,
from a young age. Before, like we went to the playground and my mom had no idea what I was doing. Right. Now it's like they have to drive them to games all weekend long, so they're sacrificing their weekends.
Yep.
However many thousands of dollars and trainers and AAU and all this.
Such a good point. Yeah.
It's so much of it. So their investment is just as they feel just as invested as the kids.
That's got to be it, right?
Yeah, I would. That's my only guess right now, because a lot of them are. They are as invested, sometimes more invested than their child is.
Yeah. Have you seen that meme where they're like the coach in like 2025 parenting, and the guy's like, so for 11th, say 8th grade travel basketball, so the end of year party is going to be at Turks and Caicos. Chef, celebrity chef, whoever will be doing and the parents are like, I love that. But that is a little bit of a humor on the state of sports, especially at that young level. You played other sports too. I mean, I think we've talked about this before. If I remember correctly, you were a big proponent of like play everything, right?
Yes.
Which is when you said play on the playground, it's like a lot of kids that's like foreign too right now. They don't play pickup ball necessarily at the playground. Where's the organized league?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
It's different.
No, it is different. But there's so many skills that I've learned in playing pickup basketball.
Oh, yeah.
And going and waiting your turn.
Yep.
And the arguments.
Sure.
Was that a foul or not a foul?
Yeah.
And I know I learned more about the game from playing pickup basketball than I did sometimes in the season.
No doubt. And I remember one year. It's always a good story, I think, for kids that if you have like a really good basketball school and like there's a lot of good players. Like I had that one year, and a bunch of us sophomore year, we'd all grown up playing together. We all, in our perfect little minds for all these years leading up to it, thought we would all be on the same varsity team. And turns out there's upperclassmen too, and we all couldn't be on that team. Like 6 of us, probably 6 went and 6 got cut. And 6 of us got cut, and like we were like, but we've played with them our whole lives. Like we all got our roles, and we were all devastated by it. And I remember parents helped us too, but we kind of made the decision as our own. Like we're not going to sulk about it. Like we're high school kids. It's winter. Keep playing ball. We all got a membership at the Y, and we called ourselves Team Y. Yep. And like we battled down there every single day. We battled, and like to the point where the high school team, which was our friends and who had played with us, they're like, we just stomped 3 teams. Like, why don't you guys come in? We'll scrimmage Team Y. Like we went in and practiced with the varsity. Like it was that sort of thing.
That's awesome.
Which I thought was always pretty cool. Like the parents loved it too. They were like, "That's unbelievable."
It is though.
So yeah, it's a cool story. Like you can sulk and sit out the winter, or you can go get better and try to go for it again next year.
You really can.
Yeah, but then those were some of the best. To your point, calling your own fouls and all that stuff, and just play. I have like my cousin's 12. He's playing basketball, and shooting around one day. Like I jokingly called a foul, like just and he goes, "What do you do in pickup ball?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like would that be if you called a foul, would that be a foul? He had never played in a game without a referee.
Wow.
At 12,
Yeah.
And there must be a million kids like that. I bet that's the common thing.
It probably is now, yeah. Yeah, that's tough because you find out a lot about people when.
Yes. Yep.
I remember,
You know who you are, Mr. Touch Fouls.
Yes, right. I remember never wanting to call a foul because I never wanted to be that guy that called fouls.
Yeah.
And
had to lay me out pretty good.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Yeah. It makes you tougher. Yeah. You learn life lessons out there. Yeah. I completely get it. It's funny. I just remembered that when you said, and I just remembered how he had said he could not grasp calling your own fouls on the court.
Yeah.
And that's what we always used to do, And you know what? It worked out damn fine.
It really did.
We don't need those referees.
Nope.
What was the biggest difference? Again, Dave Clay joining us here, former basketball coach at Newburyport, St. John's Prep. And of course, you all know him from his years teaching here in Newburyport, and a big-time community member here of this particular place. What was the biggest difference jumping from Newburyport to the Prep? Both really great programs.
Yep.
I'm sure you had all sorts of talent. Was there? At the Prep, you pulled from different towns, which is different.
Yes. Yeah. That was harder.
It was harder
for me personally.
Wow. Okay.
I need. I think the hardest part was building relationships with the players because I wasn't in the school. I didn't get to see them every day.
Gotcha. Okay.
And I guess the luxury I had at Newburyport was that if I didn't know the kids, I grew up with their parents. So there was an inherent trust in me, and I was able to build off of that.
Gotcha.
And so that was the hardest part, but the biggest difference would probably be like the resources that that St. John's Prep has with the facilities and the trainers that they have that like work out.
It's like a college campus.
It's amazing. Yeah. The job they do and the care they have for their athletes there and students is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that though, because I used to run and maybe you still do the summer camps with the kids.
Yeah.
So you already know some of them like as kids, and then you're like, all right, here they come. This batch is coming through the high school ranks,
Yes.
And you still got that corner jumper.
Yeah. You know the kids. You know their work ethic. When you see them at such a young age, you get to know them so well. And you know what makes them tick, and there's no guessing game of. Yeah. Because as a coach, like you're trying to pull out something in an athlete that they don't even know they have themselves.
Yes.
Yeah. And sometimes that could come across as yelling. Sometimes it's an arm around the shoulder.
Yeah.
But you never really know until you try.
Yeah.
And sometimes you try and you fail. You know what I mean? It doesn't work and it backfires, and then all right, that's not the approach for that certain, athlete. And other kids love it. Like I've had kids tell me, Coach, I want you to yell harder at me. I want you to get on me. It really motivates me.
Yeah.
And that's helpful. But when you know at such a young age, it makes them tick. So that guessing game's out the window.
Is St. John's Prep almost like, because I bet you have to, everybody does show up for a tryout like any normal high school, but it is kind of like you almost want like a better idea of like who's coming at you, because it's almost like recruit. It's more of like a college job in some ways.
Yeah.
Kids coming from different towns. This kid played against this competition. Keep that in mind because this kid was in this conference. You have to think about like all that stuff as far as like background stuff, right?
Yeah. No, it's a lot. It is a very tough job.
Yeah.
They you have the support, but like from a coach's perspective, like I didn't know really what every community was teaching their basketball players in the youth system. And
you got some weird stuff at you.
Yeah, oh yes. But then you realize like some youth systems do a very good job of teaching the fundamentals.
Yeah.
Others, care more about winning and they don't prioritize the fundamentals, and you can see that.
Yeah.
And
And all those resources are great, and Prep certainly gets some top tier talent, but in the end, you're a basketball coach who can only start 5 guys. You got to find a way to make these guys work as a unit, right?
Yeah.
And that's in the end, that's what it comes down to. And all the resources in the world don't always.
No, they don't. No.
No. It's a hard gig.
It really is. It is.
Yeah.
But the culture there, the school community is.
Yeah. good experience for you.
Yes. Yeah, very good.
Cool. All right. Well, I don't know what the next spot is for you. I'm sure you'll let me in on your plans when you want to. At the moment, I know it's this 8th grade travel team.
Yep.
Any prospects here that
there are a few good players. Yeah, no, there are a couple of good players that and I'm still getting to know them. We just had our first practice, but I've also seen them since they were in 2nd grade, 3rd grade. So I know a lot of them based off that, and there's been some school choice students who come in. So there's also a handful of new kids I haven't had the opportunity to coach yet.
Some of these parents must be thrilled to have you. Wow, what a treat in this.
That's what they say now. Who knows? Who knows?
They were on me from game one. Oh man, well I'm glad to hear the family's doing great, and it's fun having you back in the studio here. I know when you're doing that's the other for me personally, I was a little when you took the prep job, I was like, he's not going to be around as much. Personally, I don't love that.
No. I mean, I would literally go from that school and drive right to the prep.
Yep.
Every day and be there till 7:30, 8 at night.
Basketball season coming. You going to be in that gym quite a bit? Pick your spots.
Yeah. I mean, I want to go see some of those guys play.
Yeah.
Because I am still close with some of those players, and but yeah, no, I'm going to be bouncing around and going to practices and catching up with some fellow coaches that I haven't been able to go watch their practices in a while. And
awesome, man. Well, I'm happy for you. Enjoy this. Enjoy the travel team, and enjoy the extra time you get because of that with the family and the kids. It's a fun age, right? 4 and 6.
It's a blast. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's what's the trickiest thing about 4 and 6 is because we're sleeping now, right? It's there's no
honestly, but bedtime's a beast.
That
is so there's some teacher referenced it a couple of days ago, and I was like, that's right. She called it bedtime anxiety. It's like it's so hard to get them down, and there's and that dinner time's always tough. Anytime you need to eat food is tough because they don't want to eat and you want them to. And
I don't mean to laugh. I knew that you had a good answer for it. That's why I'm just.
No, it's a lot. It's a lot, but they make it worth it.
There you go. Any basketball game there in the?
Yeah, I'll be
6-year-old. You can tell already, maybe.
We were shooting around yesterday. She shoots around with me. Like, I have my trainings today, and she'll come with me, and both will come with me an hour before. And, I leave the basketball out there. Sometimes they pick it up, and they shoot around, and I love that.
That's the best way to do it, I think, right?
Yep, and other times they're running and chasing each other around in circles, and that's just as good, too.
It's all good.
Yep.
Coach Dave Clay, pleasure to have you in here, as always. We'll see a lot more of you here. Happy end of 2025. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy holidays. It's fair to say that now.
You as well.
I'm starting to bring this into my November repertoire here. Happy holidays. I'm scared of winter, as you know, so I get worried about saying that. But not I love what comes with winter. I'm not like a bitter cold guy. I like the sports. I like the going to the gym and see the basketball games, and I like a little snow, but I don't like the brutal cold. So Thanksgiving makes me a little scared in that regard. But Coach Dave Clay, thank you to Maeve Power, thank you to the boss Sarah Hayden. I gotta run off to the vet. My dog needs to go check out a rash, and he's gonna not bring himself. I have to bring him. So he's got one of those skin rashes. Yeah,
they're tough.
Yeah, you think 4 and 6 is tough? Try having a little pit bull. No. Just kidding. I'll see you all next week, everybody. Live at Drew's House, Joppa Afternoon Drive. Peace, Dave Clay.